Welcome to Door2Door Insider, where we take a deep dive into the mindset, the why, and the how of the industry's top entrepreneurs, leaders, recruiters, and salespeople. We are the Door2Door Nation. Here is your host, Lee Barber. Let's go.
All right, gang, welcome to Door2Door Insider Season 3. Today we have special guest and almost superstar, I would say, coming up in our industry, Andy Elliott. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different and let Andy kind of describe where he's at in the industry, what he's doing. So just a little bio from you, Andy.
Yeah, so right now at the time of shooting this, it's 2023. I'm 43 years old, right? Got into sales when I was 18. Okay, so that's where my life started. Before that, I was a loser. And I'm going to tell you, anybody watching this right now, everybody's qualified. So I'm going to tell you, I was making more money at this point in my life right now, even when I was younger, and I'll go into that in a minute, than I've ever imagined I could make. It all started with sales. So I want to go into my background for a second because, you know, you see a lot of people killing it and you're like, man, you know, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Bullshit. You can do whatever you want, but you're going to need to make some decisions. And doing this podcast today, I really pray that some people decide to make some decisions today.
Yeah.
And people do what they do because of what they think about themselves.
I agree with
Okay,
that.
and I want you to understand this.
I agree with that.
Behavior,
Say that again.
People do what they do. You do what you do because of what you think about you.
Money.
Well, whatever. You do it because of what you think about yourself. You'll never out-earn your own self-worth. So if you're watching this right now and you're not getting the life that you want, you've got a wrong blueprint or you've got a wrong mindset. I promise you. And if you watch this, you're going to be different by the end of it. Okay? So mom left when I was 2. 5 brothers and sisters. Usually the dad rolls out. Mine was the mom. Okay? My dad was always watching my sister, so we were raised on the streets. What does that mean? Bad decisions, no accountability, no leadership, no mentorship. And literally, by the time I was 18 years old, I had straight D's. A tornado blew my high school over, and I barely graduated.
So was it your dad and 2 sisters? Is that right?
I have 5 brothers and sisters.
5 brothers
Yep,
and sisters.
3 sisters, 2 brothers.
Got it.
Me and my brothers got to run the street. I mean, 2nd grade, dude, in 4th grade, there was a time I didn't come home for 3 months. I mean, dude, nobody was even checking on me.
So what was going on with dad? So mom's gone. What is
Dude,
dad doing?
Just trying to stay above water. Listen, you know, we're in a different age now, right? I mean, you're going back to this time. Look, I always say this. People either suffer when they're kids and then they get smashed and then they kill it as an adult, or they have it easy as a kid and then they get smashed as an adult, okay? I got smashed as a kid, okay? And I know a lot of people right now that are watching this. That's why I said, if you're an underdog, you keep that freaking chip on your shoulder. And I'm going to tell you, there's some times in my life where some stuff happened that literally, because I have a thing in me. Coach Burt is a good mentor of mine. He talks about prey drive. He talks about the ability to strike, that when you're hunting for prey, the hunt. This is what the industry is missing. I see a lot of talented cats. Dude, we smash Goliaths for a living. Our training company in 3 years, we've done, I'm not going to get off here, but we've done in 3 years what most companies couldn't do in 3 lifetimes. How do we do it? Dude, it's the prey drive inside of me. I'm freaking sick for winning. I'm psycho. So, but I started that as a kid, though. Lee, I want you to think about something. When I was in 7th grade, we were so poor. I wore the same 2 pair of jeans, same 2 pair of shirts every day. It's embarrassing, dude. It's embarrassing when you're going to school every day and you know you're wearing the same shit and everybody knows you're wearing the same shit.
Yeah.
But you know what I knew? I knew one day I was going to find my way out. So I know this is a sales industry. You talk to the sales industry, and I'm going to tell you, all that any man or woman ever looked for in their life is an opportunity. And at 18 years old, I was a loser. My dad said, just get a job, stay out of jail. I met someone who changed my life. And that's what this podcast will do for you right now if you're paying attention. Number one, he said it very clear. He goes, the only way to wealth, in every wealthy person's family, there's eventually one point in time when there's no wealthy person in that family.
That's right.
None. If you want to be wealthy, you'll be the first person in your family. The only way to wealth is through self-education.
I agree with that.
You know what I did? I'm looking in the mirror. I stuttered. I literally looked at myself and I go, dude, I'm nobody. And that was my problem. I was doing what losers did because I thought I was nobody. And you know what this guy did? He breathed fresh life in me. And I'm going to tell you, this podcast can breathe fresh life into everybody. Look, I've got an amazing marriage. I'm an amazing dad. I know I am. My kids choose me as their hero. I got a badass team with a whole group of killers, you know, because I give them the example for what a leader should look like, and I build more leaders. Dude, everything in my life that I've been able to get is because I keep it fresh and I keep it new. And I'm going to tell you, I'm watching people, they say they're burning out. Oh man, I'm burning out. No, dude, you don't have any purpose. People don't burn out, they lose their purpose. So at 18 years old, my purpose was I was never going to let anybody laugh at me, dictate again what was going to happen or whatever, and let it bother me. I wanted to take control of my life. I wanted to live life on my freaking terms. On my terms. You know what I needed? I need to build a name for myself. So you know what I did? 18 years old, got in the car business. The first check I received, $3,000. Guess what I did? After taxes, I put it right back into a training program. People don't bet on themselves like that anymore, okay? People don't bet on, you know what? People should have security in their heart where it belongs, but they don't have it in their heart. You know where they have it? They have it in money. They have it in cars. They have it in their job. They have it in all kinds of shit, but it ain't inside of them. Okay? People make money so they can go out and buy shit to show people that they got money. Dude, I promise you, that wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to take every dollar I earned, and my manager told me, my mentor told me, the only way to wealth is through self-education. You know what I knew? I knew I wasn't educated. I knew I didn't know how to speak. I didn't know how to talk. I didn't know how to believe myself. I didn't know how to operate my own mind.
Did you finish school?
Yeah, I barely graduated. Yeah, dude, when the tornado smashed our school, I had straight D's. And they said, if you had passing grades, you got to walk. Dude, I was done. Yeah. Dude, but listen, when I say this, man, I was born a loser. I really was. I'm telling you, I was born a loser. Yeah, but that's why, and I'm telling you, dude, even you got a freaking another edge. You got another freaking edge. And I'm going to tell you something. If you treat something like it's the beginning, there'll never be an end. There'll never be an end. 18 years old, I walk on the car lot. I wish I was in solar. We didn't have that chance to make that kind of money. Okay, but automotive industry, you didn't have to have a degree. You didn't have to have an education. Hungry, want an opportunity, you're hired.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
Guess what I did? Walked into the store, first day. Dude, I got what's called a lay down, lay up. You know what they're called. I got a $1,700 commission. And I remember my manager telling me, he goes, dude, do you know how much you just made on that deal? And I said, dude, if I just made $5 enough to eat, I'm starving. I ain't eating all day. I never had in my life more than $50 at one point in time, not once. You know what happened? He said I made $1,700. The second he said it, that's it. It's over. From now on, I'm living life on my terms. You know what I did? I went psycho. I got obsessed. Dude, I broke every generational curse in my family on that day.
Let me ask you something. So earlier you were, I love your fire, man, and your energy. I love it. It gets me motivated. Earlier you were talking about the prey instinct. And so I when I'm at the gym, I have a few stations that I listen to, and some of them are just, they're not songs, but they're just clips of like Eric Thomas and a bunch of other dudes that are just running through like.
You're plugged in.
And so one of the things that I heard Eric Thomas talk about the other day was the lion and the gazelle, right? And so when does the gazelle run? Only when the lion's chasing it. So it needs some outside source to be chasing after it. Otherwise, it's just standing around grazing. As where the lion is going to get up and go get what it wants. And so that to me is that prey instinct. And so I vibe with you a lot. I had a really hard childhood myself. And one of the things that, I've come to understand, and I loved when I heard that from him and hearing something really similar to you, I've just always been a lion, instinctual. I just have that prey instinct, meaning like I'm just going to go to work. I'm going to go grind. I'm going to go hustle. I'm going to go change my life. And we have people who come into different industries. I mean, it was the same for me. If I started selling alarms, I was making, $350, $400 an alarm. You're making $1,700 on your first car, but you saw like,
this is my way out.
Holy shit. Like, yeah. Are you serious right now? And what has amazed me, and I'd like to get your kind of take on it, is like how long were you in cars?
I was in cars for almost 20 years.
How many guys came into cars? And there's the guys that are selling, and they have the same opportunity. They can make the same money. They got the same 24 hours in a day, because it's the same in solar or doors in any sales industry. And I'm looking at people like, why? What are you doing? Why aren't you going and getting this thing? Why aren't you taking this? And it's like, what have you? What?
Well, they don't have a why. Yeah. They don't know why they want it. Listen, they don't know why they want it. Dude, I'm telling you, when I was in 7th grade, I told this story the other day, and I never told it before. When I was in 7th grade. My buddies were going down to the lake house. They were going down to their lake house. It was a 2-hour drive. And the mother that owned that lake house said each kid that came had to pay $20 to go down there and stay with them for the week. And you know what? My buddy goes, hey, dude, you want to roll the lake with us? You got to have $20. Well, listen, when you're poor, you don't have $20. I remember asking my dad, and he goes, you're stupid. We don't have money. Okay, that means I can't go. But you know what I did? I lied. And I said, oh, yeah, dude, my dad gave me $20. Yeah, I'm going to the lake with you guys because I want to go with my friends. Yeah. I get down there. This woman, as right when I came up to the house, all the kids were giving her $20, right? She goes, where's your $20? And I said, I'm left in the truck. She goes, well, go get it. No, she was the Antichrist. And I came back. Literally, she was the worst mother ever. But I didn't have a mom. Yeah. But I needed this. This is where I got stuck, and this is why I'll never be stuck again. Yeah. And this is why I work with controlled anger. And I'm telling you when I say this, we need to make more leaders. This podcast is about making leaders. I agree. That's all this is. We need some more people to level the hell up so that they can go lead some other people like we're doing. We need more leaders. I agree. We don't need people to sell more shit. We need more leaders. We need more people to get pissed off, get fired up. But you got to have a why. Well, I went back to the truck and I told the lady, hey, my money must have blown out of the truck. I'm in 7th grade. I'm 12 years old, dude. And you know what she says? You're not coming in my house. Well, get your ass out. You're sleeping on the porch. And you know what I did for a week straight? I watched my friends sleep in the house, which was okay. This was good for my heart. I needed to see this. I needed this disappointment. I slept on that porch by myself.
She was the Antichrist.
Yeah, but you know what? Cool, man. I thank God for her every day. You know why? Yeah, she went out. She made all the kids sandwiches. She didn't make me nothing. I sit there and watch my friends eat, and my friends were like, dude, you can have a bite of my sandwich. And I watched what this lady was doing, and I watched the misery and the pain she had. And you know what they had? They had a lot of money. So you know what I promised myself? That success is not money, but I'm going to make more money than I know what to do with. And I'm going to do it right. And I'm going to be good to people. And success is fulfillment. When I see people going home with anger and anxiety and worries, that ain't success, man. That ain't freaking success. You don't love what you do. You don't love your life. Dude, you got a wrong blueprint or you got a wrong mindset. So you know what I do every day? Is that I plug into good stuff. I plug into great people. I audit the people I'm around. I audit my surroundings. I audit it all because it's the most important thing in the world. And then also, you know what I do? I make sure my blueprint is right every day. And I get around people that are doing things that I want to do. It's so simple. Like, dude, if you're doing something that I want to do and you become a man that I want to become, dude, I'm going to go spend whatever it costs to get close to you. Yeah. I'm going to figure it out, dude. I am going to get in proximity to you because I want what you have. And by the way, I'm talking about like looking in the mirror and liking who you see. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about money. I'm talking about with your wife or your partner. I'm talking about with your children. Dude, I'm talking about spiritually with God. I'm talking about with your freaking health, which we're big health people because I believe everything starts with your health. Dude, I am telling you at 18 years old, when I freaking struck and I saw that $1,700 commission, it was very simple. I just said, hey, this is my way out.
So tell me, I want to hear about, tell me about the first couple years in cars. So how many years did you do in cars?
Easy. I did 20, but by the way, I want to tell you guys something. I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I would not be where I'm at today if I didn't have somebody burn me. Okay?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be where I'm at, okay? So I just want to tell you, I preach loyalty. You know what I preach. If you have somebody right now that believes in you and you're watching this, they believe in you. It is disrespectful to not show up for them, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, what I always did is I showed up for everybody. I knew 4 out of 5 millionaires worked for someone else. I didn't want to own my own business. I wanted to be an intrapreneur, not an entrepreneur. I wanted to work for someone else that was going up. I wanted to build their business. I didn't want to worry about all the responsibility, the liability. I wanted to make them money. I wanted to be the needle mover. I wanted to build the teams. That's what I wanted to be. And anyways, and I'm going to go right back to that, but 18 years old, I made 150 grand selling cars. That was a lot of money back in 1999.
Year one, 150.
Uh-huh. And guess what? I went from being broke to now I had a new Corvette. Now I'm buying a house. Dude, 19 years old, 225. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm leveling up. Guess what happened? At 20 years old, something amazing happened. I took all the money that I was making and I was reinvesting it back into my self-education. Dude, I said a minute ago that every man should find security inside of him where it belongs and not in money, not in cars, not in a job, not in anything. I watch these people now, dude, you can repo their car, they lose their mind. Somebody gets fired from a job, they're like, oh no. I'm like, dude, You should have security inside of you. When you walk across the room, I can tell who's the predator. I can tell who's got their stuff together. I can tell who's fired up. Dude, I see people walking around dragging their feet, dude. You don't have any security. You're a crowd pleaser. You're not calling your own shots, and you're going to get buried by someone like me.
So, listen, man, do I vibe with this? Over the, I've struggled through, I had a really tough childhood, and I was incarcerated through some of my adult life. And so my personal changes started happening, my cognitive changes started happening when I was in my mid-30s, 32, 33. And I'm 48 now. I'm coming up on 48. But my insecurities, like when I juxtapose myself from back then to now, and I look at the people who are and aren't successful and how I've learned how to manage with my stress and anxiety, like, listen, we all have it to some degree, but I have it so much less and in so much less severity in today's life because I'm so confident in myself. And, I tell this to my teams all the time, and it's because I'm trying to help them grow. But the core of me is that if it all went away, I'm fine.
You're good, dude.
Because I can go and do what I need to do. I can go knock a door. I can go sell a deal. I can go recruit. I can go train. I can do.
You'll get it all back tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It ain't no big deal.
And I love what you're saying because I've never really heard it kind of quantified in that exact way. But so I vibe with it. I'm kind of going through a paradigm shift right now. But I love that because when I look at like how secure I am in my life, it's because the first thing that I always need to know is everybody in my family alive and well. And if they are, then everything else is fine because you can take the house and the car and the money and drop me off in some foreign city and I'm going to give me a polo and a door to knock.
Yeah.
And I'm good to go. And but I have that inside of me and that security, but that comes from proving myself to myself over time, from self-investment, from doing the work, from doing hard things. And I think for me, what eventually broke was I know that I don't feel good when I'm not doing hard things. And I've done so many hard things that I just feel comfortable doing them. And I've grown to understand that all of my life's true rewards, from a happy marriage to good parenting to success in business, have all come from doing really hard, tenacious, gritty work that just takes fortitude and just being relentless. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I'm successful internally, and that gives me that comfort. So I love what you're saying.
And you got to do some bad stuff too to know that like you don't want to do bad stuff, right? Yeah. When you say you're incarcerated, dude, I love that God gave me second chances. He gave me a trillion chances, and He's still going to give me more. But I'm going to tell you, I love it. I love people that are overcomers.
Yeah,
I love it. And you know what I really love? I love that if anybody's watching this right now, I'm going to tell you guys this, that you're the way that you believe your life is going to go is exactly the way it's going to go.
That's right.
And I'm going to tell you this, and that's why a lot of people focus on what they don't have, okay? And that's why they're running around. You see, because everybody watching this right now has at least one thing good going on in their life, at least one. And they can say, hey, man, maybe I'm not where I'm at financially, right? But me and my girlfriend are really close. Yep. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, by the way, how'd you and your girl get close? Oh, You put some energy in it. You put focus into it. Well, that's what you have to do in all this stuff. But I'm going to tell you, the flow state, the great state, the way that you run, the way that your life always stays in good vibes is to believe I don't care what happens. I'm good, dude. It doesn't matter. But you know what? I got a chip on my shoulder. And I'm telling you, dude, I've never arrived. I love the journey. I'm sick for pain. I'm sick for suffering. I love doing what other people don't have the courage to do. I remember this. I got a mentor of mine that I look up to, a guy named Patrick Bet-David, right? Okay? In the insurance space. He runs a YouTube channel called Valuetainment, right? If you've ever watched him, he's a great teacher, good speaker. Oh, man, y'all check him out. He's great. To train with him was $50,000. Okay? And I want you to think about something, all right? And I'm going to move up to my company now. Our company went 1 million, 8 million, 40 million, 120 million. We'll make 200 million this year. I want you to remember this. In the beginning, when I was sitting there, I heard the cost, right, of what it would cost to train with this man. And the first thing that overcame me was fear. And I'm going to tell you, that's the old me. That old Andy Elliott still haunts me in the mirror, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and every day He's trying to make me view what this is going to cost me, that's not the way I think. That's not the new Andy. Mm-hmm. The new Andy says, well, what if I don't know what that guy could teach me? What does that cost me? What does it cost me currently to not know what he knows? Oh my God. Well, if I was to outweigh that cost, dude, 50,000 is nothing. I'm probably leaving millions on the table. You know, I'm watching solar reps out there, or anybody in any industry. What is the greatest expense or the greatest cost of any person? A lost sale. A lost sale, that's the greatest cost. Anytime you have the ability to get around somebody that can make you in any area of life better, they just increase the blueprint of your life.
I agree with that.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, if you're the best in the world at selling, and you're the best, but you don't have a good relationship at home, I assure you those personal problems will tear down your business.
100%.
It happens every time.
I'm watching it happen to somebody I know right now.
Yeah, and you know what? And that person, you know the reason why? And by the way, I could counsel that person in marriage right now. You know what I'd say? If you treated each other like it was the beginning, there'd never be an end. There'd never be an end. Hey, remember in the beginning when you guys first got excited about going on a date? How'd you feel? How'd you feel,
It's always
man?
good. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Let's just do that again. No, and they'll say, I know, yeah, but hey, shut your mouth. Go do that again.
Quit having excuses.
Go do that again.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. Go do that again.
Yeah.
And see, and that's why I want to tell you in sales, just so we're aware, and this would be the biggest thing anybody can take away from this, it's day one. It's day one. Every night I reset. I don't want a salary. I don't want nothing. You know what I want to do? I want to be the best in the world. I'm going to close every client. I'm going to close every single person. I don't care. I don't care what's going on. I don't care about the economy. I don't care about interest rates. I don't care what laws, rules, and regulations they throw on. I don't care. I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to shut it down, and they're going to love me. And I'm going to teach my team to do it too. And I'm going to build an army. I'm not even going to build a team. I'm going to build an army. Black ops shit. I'm going to literally take out every person in my industry that isn't with me. I'm going to shut them down.
I love that.
And that's what I want companies to do, is that we need more pros. And the people, and I know there's jackasses, and there's people like, oh, I can't believe they said they're going to shut people down. They don't want us all to make it. No, dude, we're ready to get the amateurs out of the space.
Yeah.
The amateurs need to go home, okay? Because you guys don't study. You guys are weak, okay? If you literally worked at McDonald's and you couldn't flip burgers, you can't work at McDonald's. That's it, okay? Like we need to go back to people being competent to do their job, to being confident. Competence creates confidence. Yep. And then teams can get built. All the great products we sell would get sold through the roof. Our clients would be amazing. They would love us. Shit, they'd refer everybody to spend all their money with us. Dude, it's over. It is so easy to win right now because the world's full of freaking losers.
Yeah.
Okay? But I'm telling you, listen, I have a massive shout out to anybody that's an underdog that's watching this, or anybody that's at the bottom of the board. I'm going to tell you this. If you're at the bottom of the board in your company, whether you're new, if you're a veteran and you're burned out, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you want to be more alive than ever and you want to rise to the top, have progress in your life. Okay? That's the answer. Have progress in your life. You take daily vitamins so you stay healthy. You need a dose of daily progress in your life. That's it. This is my subscription to everybody. Find someone that brings good value to your life and plug into them. I don't care who it is. That's up for you to choose. And if you can take some of that every day and you can get progress, dude, I swear on my life, you will be unstoppable and you will never revert back. There's a reason why I run like this, and it's because every day I'm focusing on getting better. That's our rule. And I don't want to be a fraud. And guess what? All the money you made, guess what? Doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. There's trillions of dollars you could go earn. Everybody needs to raise their freaking standards. We can earn whatever we want. But until you become who you're supposed to become, Lee, I'm telling you, dude, you're not going to get shit.
I think part of the no, I love that. I think part of the what I see in listen, the reason that fewer are successful and more are not, right, is because the few that are successful have very similar traits. And one of the things that that you're saying that is really familiar to me is I'm 100% married to the process. And so, one of the ways that I heard it stated years ago that stuck with me is define success by the sowing, not the reaping. So the definition of success is, am I growing? Am I growing mentally? Am I growing spiritually? Am I growing physically? Am I growing financially? am I growing in my marriage? Am I growing as a parent? Am I growing in my interpersonal relationship? Am I growing as a human being? And that work is hard work. That is sowing the fields. That's tilling the fields. What people do is they have this end in mind, or this thing. They're not married to the process. They're married to the outcome. And then when they do some hard work for a finite amount of time and then they get that outcome, boom, the process stops because they think they've gotten what they want. And I love what you're saying, because the money is, I have money, but I don't look at it's not what I look to define my success. Like the last couple of days we had just a weird thing, but we had the company come in, the C-level team come in, and we went to a spa and did some stuff, and I was like, it's a Tuesday, and I'm not working. And I'm sitting in there just spinning out because I'm not doing hard things. I'm getting a massage on a Tuesday.
It freaks you out.
It freaks me out.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I don't care how much money comes. I don't care if the checks are bigger, if they're small. I care about building.
That's your edge.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm going to tell you, Lee, I know. So basically, everybody, what Lee just said is it took Lee so long to get your edge.
Yeah.
It did.
It took me a long time.
You're scared to death to lose it.
100%.
Because without it, you're normal.
Well, if you don't practice too, you lose it.
Yeah, but the edge is what separates. It's the great separator. Okay.
Yeah.
So one night I was talking to my wife and a guy named Bradley. If anybody follows him, a guy named Bradley and his wife Melissa, and we're sitting here and we're all having a conversation. And my wife goes, Andy, it's crazy. He never turns off Rob Bailey. There's a guy that I listen to, and it's music. A guy named Rob Bailey. And it's literally like motivational music, and it's insane, and I play it all day. If you come into our Lion's Den, which is what we call our facility in Scottsdale, Arizona, there's 100 sales guys on the floor like Wolf on Wall Street selling nonstop, Rob Bailey music playing. It's just industrial, cool, kick-ass building. We've got a big centralized gym in the middle of it that says, I will outwork everybody. Black lights dimmed down. Every day at lunch, I tell everybody, stop. Everybody in the gym now. Everybody's got to go pay the rent for an hour. We're back out and make money. At night, I've got to kick them out. They won't leave. They're obsessed. But my point is that my wife says he never turns it off. He never turns it off.
Always on.
It's always on. And she goes, dude, I want to relax sometimes. And you know what I told my wife? I said, babe, it's taken me so long to reach this point where I'm at now. I ain't shutting it off.
Yeah.
They're going to bury me in the ground. Listen, they're going to bury me in the ground. I'm not shutting it off. You know why? Because once you find the recipe, okay, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, and you know what I know what rinse and repeat is for me? Gym. Sometimes I'll go in the gym, and if I don't feel like it, I'll think about somebody hurting my family. And I'll go dark. I'll go crazy. Because I'm a freaking killer. I'm a warrior. I don't worry. I'm not a warrior. I'm a warrior. I'm ready to kill. Okay? Also, okay, and by the way, people say, oh, what does that mean? Dude, that means I am going to dominate. Yeah. We're going to annihilate your ass if you freaking come against us. Yeah. And by the way, I'm a leader, so it's my job to set the standard for my team. And I've got demons that the devil came to kill, steal, and destroy. Trust me, he's crawling all over your marriage. He's crawling on your kids. He's crawling on your family. Someone's got to show up and be ready to freaking stand the ground and protect the family. So every morning, I know what works for me. My edges, I need that gym. I need it. I put my phone down. I don't give a shit. Somebody calls me, they're like, you can make $200,000. You can make me. I don't give a shit. Dude, I'm in the gym. Leave me alone. Dude, you don't want to meet the me. You don't want to meet the me without the gym. You don't want that guy. Okay? Dude, I'm the most loving guy when I walk out of the gym. Also, without God. Dude, you don't want to meet me without God. That guy's a loser, dude. Okay? So I need God. I need the gym. And then I go home and then I bring special energy. That's the good shit in life. The special energy to my wife and my kids. And then they have someone that makes them feel amazing. And dude, everybody's doing all this stuff for all these other people. Dude, and you're literally bypassing the people that love you more than anybody in the world. So I go and make sure that they get what they need, and dad brings special energy to them. And then I get ready for my team. Okay? I take a lot of pride, and I believe it's a privilege to be a leader. I'm going to tell everybody right now, if you're in charge of one person, if that person isn't producing, that's your fault. I want you to look in the mirror and own it. And by the way, I don't get down. Whenever I fell or I don't hit something, People are like, oh, I'm hard on me. I'm really not hard on me. Dude, listen to me. You want to tear yourself. You know what I love about my competition? When I say own your shit, they take that and they're like, oh man, from now on, if I can't hit this, I'm just going to tear me apart. Good, tear yourself down. Self-sabotage yourself where you can't even function anymore, idiot. How stupid is that? Listen, own it. Say, hey, dude, I've been doing this. Those are some bad habits. That's not the stuff that I like to do. That's not who I am. I'm going to stop doing that. I owned it. Now I'm going to be good to me because I'm the person that's going to make good shit happen in my life. And if I'm not in on me, well, dude, I'm not going to do well. So, dude, I'm always sold on me. I'm always, 2 rules to business. Number 1, don't ever let anybody else know your business better than you. Never, ever.
I made that mistake
before. Yep. So, and by the way, don't ever think you're in a vacuum and no competition, okay? Everybody out there wants what you have. And I always tell people, dude, I'm like, dude, you're an idiot, okay? You need to be the best. Don't ever let anybody else know your business better than you. Number 2, try to figure out how to kick your own ass every day. So, Lee, every day, I want you to be like, dude, if someone was going to take me out, if somebody was gonna take my business, where's the hole? Where would it be on the phones? Would it be on the customer service? Would they recruit my team? You know, am I one? I'm gonna ask every company right now: are you 1 or 2 employees away if they left from shutting down your business? If you are, you're just like all the other people that are gonna go out. I'm gonna tell you this: who I hire, I don't hire the top recruits in the industry. I hire underdogs. You know what I do? I hire something that's got people that got something to prove.
Gonna fight.
Yeah, dude, listen, I swear to God on my life when I say this, your bottom 80% of your sales floor that isn't producing right now, do you think they want to? Yes, they do.
They do.
They don't believe in themselves, so the first person that gets them to believe in themselves, they'll be loyal to, and they will fight and die for you your whole life. So that's number 1. Take the people that aren't doing well, teach them to be badasses, and they will stand by your side until they die. The natural badasses, dude, they're going to leave you for $1. Just get ready. In a year, they're going to be gone. And you're going to be like, dude, what do you mean? I thought you were loyal to me. Dude, you're such a dumbass, man. You put all your eggs in the top freaking 15 people. What about the other 100, man? Go take care of those guys. Dude, my top ones, they were all underdogs. Every one of them was never a sales guy. They were never qualified. And you know what I did? I came in and I freaking brainwashed them to be powerful around me. I told them, I said, I swear on my life, I'll protect you until you die. I'm going to teach you how to sell, close, influence, persuade. I'm going to show you how to have eye contact. I'm going to show you a passion. You're going to out-care everybody's ass, which is a skill nowadays, by the way.
It is.
In case anybody didn't know about that, it's actually a skill to care. Yeah. And then also, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go back to shaking people's hands, and we're going to be men. We're going to be real freaking men, which don't exist in this world. And you're going to be a leader. I don't give a shit if you're a setter, if you're a closer, if you own a company. Dude, a leader is a person that people follow voluntarily because they want to be led by them. Yep. It isn't a title. It isn't a position. It isn't a freaking a rank.
It's influence.
Yeah. It's you're being the example that I want to be. Yep. But anyways, but going back to keeping that edge, dude, listen, every day, okay? I want everybody, there's a to-do list and then there's your priority list. Whatever your priority list is, like what do I want? You know, a lot of people don't even know what they want. And that's the reason why they're running around, they're chasing money and they don't care and they're lost and they're just freaking all over the place. Dude, look, like what do you want? You want to be in great shape? Okay, cool, write that shit down. But by the way, if you want to be in great shape, like that's your identity now. Like, so you're going to go every day to the gym and like, you're not going to go because you're trying to prove shit to anyone else. You're going because it's something in your core that you want. And if you want to kill everybody, I'm telling you, and you want to be ultra competitive, like if you're not, dude, I'll just say this, and this has nothing to do with fitness, but if you don't go to the gym, you can't compete with us. It ain't going to happen. We'll bury your ass. Yeah. You'll break mentally at some point, no matter how much money you have. And even if you get money and success one day, and you don't take care of all this shit that I'm talking about right now, you're going to hate yourself. Okay?
Yep.
And inside, you're going to look in the mirror, and you're going to hate yourself. So I would tell everybody, write down on a piece of paper, what do you want, right? Who's important to you? And then you know what I want you to do? I want you to realize that you don't have to be one-dimensional. You can have it all. You know what you're going to start doing? You're going to start intentionally attacking what you want. And you're going to keep that edge, and you're going to plug into people that will help you get that, and you're going to make a decision right now to never be the same again. And guess what? You know why a lot of people can't do this, though? Because people are watching them, and they already know them, and they already got them pegged. Like if I was your buddy, And I was like, dude, I already know who you are, Lee. And you started to change. I'm like, bro, man, what are you doing, man? We know who you are. What are you going through a midlife crisis? Hey, you know what you do? Listen, you ditch that fool immediately. 100%. You ditch him. They say, well, we grew up together. No, dude, you ditch their ass. You once were somebody together, but now you're not. Okay? And by the way, there's a good chance that if anybody's going to go to another level, that they're going to have to ditch a lot of people.
Yep.
And by the way, I'm not going to explain myself to somebody when I change. Hey, what are you doing? Dude, I'll just block your ass. I'm done. I don't even explain nothing. Okay? And I'm telling you, dude, when I say this, getting around the right people, and if you don't have any right people to be around, run on your own.
Yeah.
You know?
So, man, it's crazy. We don't have enough time to unpack the depth of everything that honestly. So what's interesting to me is you're speaking my language. Like, this is the language. I live in this language. Like, I do a top 10 list. Like, what are my top 10 goals? I know what I want, where I'm going, where I want my teams, where I want my sales, where I want my family. I know what I want my next 5 and 10 years to look like. I'm intentional. I surround myself with high-level individuals. I don't have anyone that's not high-level in my circle of influence at all.
All by design.
Family included. If you're not vibing with what I'm, and that's the other thing is I've come to a point where I'm uncomfortable in conversations where people are talking about dumb shit that doesn't have to do with self-progression. But the interesting, and I do want to ask you, how did this man get made? Because when I look back at the man that I am today, it comes from this intentional living. And, some of the things that we do on our industry is like sweat checks. And I'm like, I don't do sweat checks so that you can see that I'm on the gym. I'm doing sweat checks so that I can give my people permission to do sweat checks when they're not in the best shape or they're not in the best mental shape, but they're going to the gym, and it's incentivizing them to do that. Because part of being a healthy human, and this is, you have a lot of energy. I have energy. We have a different energy.
And I call it passion, though.
It is, but people can mistake it for like Andy's
like hype.
It's like hype. It's not. Like, living an intentional life that has, like, physicality has to be included in a good, happy human life. Because, I've been as many body shapes as I can. When I was young, I was obese when I was 12 and 13, and it's like, the comparison of this happiness and that happiness, people fail to understand the chemicals and the hormones and everything that's going on in being healthy in that way. But they're also not educating themselves, and they're also not living intentionally. So there's so much in what you're saying, and I'm sure that's part of what you guys do through some of the coaching, but you're talking about intentional living towards excellence. And it's a difficult thing to do, and the reason that I do it is because of the people that I've surrounded myself by. And, I just did a correlation today, and I was talking to people, we still have people that work more than some people and people that work less. And I'm like, if you're looking at the person who's working less and using that as an excuse on why you're working less, you're the problem. Mm-hmm. You should be looking at the people who are doing the most and wonder, how can I do a fraction or a portion or more of that? And it's people's approach to life because the difference in success and non-success is so vast, and it's so readily apparent from like a fixed mindset to an abundance mindset, and what a human being is capable of doing in their life. And I loved what you said. What was it about you are acting because of who you think you are?
Yeah, you do what you do because of what you think about you.
Man, it's so powerful, because it's literally, and so what I've been working on I've really gotten a grip on my own self-talk. And I would have things, and I loved what you said, because I've literally transformed that, and I've personally done it through the help of a little bit of therapy. I didn't even know I was doing it, and it would be, I would eat bad the night before, and then I would get in the mirror the next morning and just undress myself mentally, like, and just, and I'm like, and I realize it's because I'm letting myself down with my diet the day before, and in the mirror I look fine, but in my mind I know I let myself down. Mm-hmm. And so addressing some of those things.
It's an internal war.
It's an internal war.
Yeah.
And I loved what you said about that self-talk, and it is in every area of our life. It's not just the gym or not just our body, but it's what we're learning and educating and who we're allowing ourselves to be. It's crazy for me to sit here and listen to you, because it just comes out. and it's so deep, and like you're speaking my language. Like this is the language that I live, because I'm living to be excellent, more excellent than
It's
I
a
was.
fulfilled life.
It is a fulfilled life, man. So, man, I just wanted to unpack some of what I was hearing when you were speaking, because it's deep, man, and it's dope.
Well,
I love it.
Yeah, well, I don't want to tell you, it's because we're brothers. And you don't need to be around somebody forever. When you meet them and you're like, oh, that's my brother right there. Because we know what's going on. We've been there. And I'm going to tell you, everything that I just said, our goal as we're older, you're 48, I'm 43, is to share with people who aren't as old as us, or if they're older, that's cool, but who are younger, right? Dude, you don't have to screw up like we did, and we can save you 20 years. Yeah. Listen up, man. I can tell you how to do it. So I'm going to tell you the day that my life changed when I started my business, okay? And by the way, my wife's always right, okay? She's always right. Like, she could lead the cartel. Like, she always knows. She's got the right instinct. There was a time I was making about $2.5 million a year. I was running a company, right? More successful than I'd ever been. I was out of shape. But I was making money. Yeah. And I somehow got around people that like I thought was me. And you know when I realized it wasn't me? I go home one night and my wife goes, I'm gonna be honest with you, me and the kids, I've got 3 kids. She said, we've learned to live without you. And I go, what do you mean?
That's a hit.
Yeah, well, I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And she goes, well, you're not ever here. When you are here, you're in the pictures. But you're actually at work when you're in the picture. You're not here. Like, you give us leftovers. You come home. Yeah, Andy, thanks for the beautiful house. Thanks for all the cars. Thanks for the money. But we've learned to live without you.
Not a fulfilled life.
Dude, I realized that what I thought was success was actually the opposite. And I let the world tell me what success was, which is money. And you know what my wife said next? First of all, I got mad because I got defensive because, that's what ego is, right?
100%.
And then you know what she goes? She goes, do you know what? You're so stupid because you're so smart that you could have it all, but you don't believe you can. You think you can have the business, but you can't have the family. You think you can have your family and the business, but you don't think you can have your health. You think you can have this, but you can't have God because you're in sales. She goes, dude, who told you that? She goes, I'm telling you as your wife, you can have it all. And if you're the man that I thought I was marrying, then you're going to change. And I'm going to tell you, dude, it took a lot of reflection. I go into the garage, I grab my old weight set, and I shave my head. I had hair back then. I shaved my freaking head, dude. I got pissed off. I went to a YouTube playlist, okay? And I put like hardcore gym music, and I just cranked it up. And by the way, that guy was Rob Bailey that was playing, and I didn't even know it. But his music told me to never stop retreating, stop surrendering, stop freaking being an order taker, stop being a little bitch, basically. And dude, I went dark. And that night, I literally recreated my identity and I altered my identity. And it happened just in 2018, 2019. And guess what? Shortly after, I walked right into my job. I shook hands and I quit. And I decided to start my own company. And I'm going to tell you why I quit. I didn't quit because I wanted to become a better man, so I needed to have my own business. I quit because the owner thought that he was overpaying me. And I took his company from making $2 million a year to about $40 million a year.
What were you guys selling?
We were selling used cars, new cars, Kias, everything. But my point is that I was never a car guy. I was a businessman.
Yeah.
So I don't really care what industry you're in. You say, oh, well, he's in cars. No, listen, dude. So in the automotive industry, we have 11,000 companies we train. We have 400,000 salespeople. We've done this in 3 years, okay? We took over the insurance space. We trained dude, I learned insurance in 1 month. Done. I can train insurance better than anybody else in the world. And by the way, I'm not saying I'm better, but I'm telling you, I can get guys to produce and get results, which is all that matters. In the solar space, what I started to do is that everything that I've learned from selling, I know how solar works. You got to get your guys a check fast. You got to get them a check, dude. They got to get a freaking, it's same in roofing. You got to get them a check.
Yeah.
If you don't get a guy a check, and I know it takes time to pay out because of the way things work, but you got to get him a check, man, because when a guy starts getting a check, he can say, hey, man, I can actually make this a career, man.
Yeah.
You know, like that's because most sales jobs pay faster than solar and roofing, right?
Yep.
So like we got to get our guys checks fast. So if you're a leader and you're watching this, you're going to be like, dude, my job as a leader is get my guys checks fast. Like, don't bitch that you don't have a great team when you can't get your guys checks fast because they can't stick around with you because they have to have money to pay their bills, right? So you got to get them up to speed quick. But I went in the mirror, I went in the garage, I cranked the music, I worked out for 4 hours straight. I literally just broke down. I was crying in the garage and I said, dude, you know what? I'm done. And I recreated my life. I believe in total recreation. I recreated my life on the spot. And I realized that never again am I going to let my family down. My wife's going to admire me. From this day forward, she's going to admire me. I had big love handles. You know what I did? I freaking went psycho, dude. And by the way, my family's obese. They're 350 to 500 pounds. I'm 43. I run anywhere from 6% in the summer to 9% in the winter on body fat. I run lean. I'm about 210 pounds. Dude, literally, I've defeated all the odds. I recreated my DNA. I don't give a shit. Don't even tell me what my family looks like because I know that I'm creating a new bloodline. A new bloodline. Yeah. Remember that. New freaking bloodline. When I meet people, I'm like, bro, there's the day you're born, the day you die, and the day your life changes forever. And you change your life when you're with me. So we're going to recreate a new bloodline in your ass. We're not living off the old one. We're starting in a new one. What do you want that bloodline to look like? You want them to be killers? You want them to be disciplined? You want them to take care of their families? What do you want? Just call your shot and go get it. But dude, I don't give a shit what anyone else says. We're going to run like this until we die, and we're going to be obsessed, and we're going to be psycho. And if you don't have the right people to be around it, guess what? Create yourself to be it, and the world's looking for people like this, and then you'll build an army. Okay? All my guys, and by the way, that was the beginning of the Elliott Group. We started going crazy. I literally started putting YouTube videos out, teaching training and sales training and closing and negotiating and all kinds of stuff. And I did it for a year straight for free to build up a massive audience. And then I said, all right, here we go. I told my wife 1 year for free. I'm going to do it for free. I'm going to get everybody to know who I am, and I'm going to earn the right to ask for the business, which is part of sales. People forget that shit. But you know what? Then we blew up, and that's when we went 1 million, 8 million, 40, and then 120. And dude, I'm telling you when I say this, I love my people. If so, and I know you do too. So anybody listening to this, people always think, well, what's in it? Like, what's in it for this guy? Why is he talking to me? You know why we're talking to you, dude? Because I prayed to God that someone would talk to me when I was younger and nobody give a shit. So guess what? Dude, listen up, man. Because nobody else wants you to be great, but we do. And I know you put this podcast on, not because you're trying to build your personal brand. Yeah, that's amazing. And you do need to build a personal brand that you are the leader to lead these guys. But also you give a shit about people. And whether someone ever comes and enjoys your company or not, they're going to know that you're the definition of what a man looks like, and you're an overcomer. And I think that, and by the way, listen to me. I love it when you tell me, hey, I was incarcerated and I changed. You know what? That right there is more important to me than you have this big, beautiful building, you have a badass team, and you have a lot of money. Because if we can just teach how the hell you got out of that place, then we can get everybody out of every place. And then we got to keep that chip now where you're at now, which you still have it, which is why you're recording these podcasts. So you're staying sharp. You're teaching your team. You're still on the front line with your guys. Dude, that's it. So anyways, that's how the Elliott Group was created. My wife said she learned to live without me. Literally, she did. And you know what? I thank God that I woke up and I made a freaking decision that night. And guess what? Now my wife, guess what? I was in California yesterday, and I was giving a speech, and I look over, my wife's got tears in her eyes as I'm talking. And you know what? I didn't get that for 20 years, man. Okay? I wasn't the man. I knew I wasn't. And you know what? My children, no matter how busy I am now, they choose their dad as their hero because they tell me every day. I'm closer.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm closer to them than I've ever been. And guess what? You don't need more time with your family. What you need to do is, and we'll finish with this, you need to put your fucking phone down. And you need to be with them when you're with them. And I promise you, they don't need hours. They just need when you're there, they need you to be present.
Yeah.
They need you to be where your feet are. And that's it. And if you'll do that, they'll be so impressed by the fact that you're caring and that you love them, and they can feel it when you're around, that love will carry with them when you're not around.
I vibe with that. I know we're coming up on time. It's funny, man, because I'm just sitting here thinking you sound like the inside of my head.
Because we're the same, man.
It's the same self-talk, right? Let me ask. So this is always an interesting paradigm for me. We can't save everybody because everybody doesn't want to be saved. From my view, you might have a different view. You have people. What I see is that if I want it more than you want it, this isn't going to work. The SEALs say a man that needs motivating isn't worth motivating. In your experience and what you do, how do you define that? And because some people will show up and they're just still not about it, but they're just sitting. They act like they're about it, but they're really not about it. And it just doesn't seem like there's anything I can do to. You can show them the success, and you can show them how your family looks and how your life looks, and they say they want it. So in your experience, is everybody savable? Not everybody savable? Because I wish everybody had literally, like, I'm in the gym. It's my sacred time as well. And I have little fucking Spartans running around in my head, and they're just chanting. Like, literally, I go through, like, life is amazing. I'm the best. We're going to crush it. This is my goals. I go through lists of who I am. So it's reaffirming, but not everybody has that in them. And I've built it up over time. And I had a moment myself where I changed. It was, I'm also sober, but I had a defining moment in my life where I feel like I truly became a man, and is it that so I guess it's a two-part question. Is the people who aren't savable just never had that moment? And is everybody savable, or is everybody not savable?
So I'm going to tell you something, okay? And sounds kind of crazy, but so like a computer has like a coder, right? That can write code.
Absolutely.
It's very hard to write code. I've got a coder that works for me, and it's Chinese.
Yeah.
I can't even. I used to have this IT guy, and he said, "Oh, we can't do that. We can't do this." And I got tired of being told no. So I go and pay all this money for this coder, right? And this guy's like, "Dude, I can make that happen. I'm just going to build it." And I go, "What do you mean?" My other guy said that there's not a software product to even buy. He goes, "I know, but I'll build it."
Make it.
And I go, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Watch." And he starts doing all this shit that I don't understand. And he builds it. And once I saw that, I'm like, so are you saying that I've had my IT guy tell me no for 10 years, and you're telling me that it was possible the whole time? And he goes, "Yeah, everything's possible." So as a Christian, I'm going to tell you, in the human eyes, there's a lot of things that are impossible, but through God, everything is possible. I'm going to tell you, I feel like I'm David, and David took out Goliath with weapons that were different than anybody else believed. He didn't use a sword. He used some rocks and a slingshot. Okay? So what I do, I use my mouth. Okay? You know what I use? I use my eyes. And anytime that I'm talking to somebody, I'm going to figure out why they're even going to go work. I'm going to dig into, hey, have you ever been disappointed ever in your life? Have you ever had somebody believe in you? Have you ever wanted someone to believe in you? Have you ever wanted to find not a company, but a cult like that of people that you could run with, that have the same belief in you, that understand you, that could literally pull your potential out of you that you don't even know that you have, but you know is in there. There's a guy inside of you that you haven't met yet. Have you ever wanted to meet those people? If they existed? My name is Andy Elliott. I run a company called the Elliott Group. And I'm going to tell you, if you're around me, I'm going to stretch you. I'm going to push you like hell. You're going to get sick of me grinding on you.
Yeah.
Okay? But you know what? Who else in this world wants to see you be great? Nobody. Now, if you commit to working with me, I will assure you you'll die a legend. I will never let you settle. I will literally tell you the truth, and I will be so direct with you. You'll get your feelings hurt every freaking day. I'm going to tell you the truth because you're worth it and you're great and I'm going to make you great. But I need loyalty and I need trust. And when I say go, you go. And we're going to talk about the hard shit and I'm not going to judge you. And you're going to fail and I'm okay with it. And I'm going to die with you and I'm going to roll with you for life. If that's what you're looking for in life, then you just found home. And I'm going to tell you, that's how I hire. And that's why I don't have those problems. Because if you commit to that, okay, then you're committing to me for life. And a lot of people can't commit to that. And they'll say, man, I don't know that I want to die here. You know what I say? No, it's cool. Like, dude, like you need to go find someone that will like pay you money and you can work for a check. But if you're looking for blood, sweat, and tears, and you're looking for a real leader to invest in you, and you're looking for love, and you're looking for an opportunity of a lifetime, well that's with me. But I'm not interested in hiring somebody to work for a check.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So as the leader, I set the tone for my people. And by the way, there's people listening to this and they're like, oh man, this is stupid. No, you know what I love? No. I love that they think it's stupid. You know why? Because they're going to die alone. Because all that people are going to do is chase money their whole life and they're always going to leave them for money. You've heard me say it 1,000,000 times on stages. I'll give you 10 million cash if you can recruit one of my guys. They're unrecruitable. So do I believe that everybody in this world is savable? If I hire you and you pass my flag test, yeah.
You're savable.
Yeah, you're savable. You know why? Because you're either going to die, okay, or you're going to make it.
Yeah.
Okay? But there's no backing out. Like it's like a gang. It's like a cartel. It's like a mob. Like, I mean, like when you commit, well, and I'm going to give you an example for anybody
I like that.
to end this, but like, you know, like my wife, like I love her with all my heart. And there may be a better looking woman that walks by. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
What if that girl can do things like my wife? I don't care. Dude, listen to me. I'm done, dude. Like, what don't people understand about when you find something that's great in life, you stay with it for life.
I agree.
And I think that a lot of people right now, they find something that they love, and then what happens is they're disloyal to those people, and they run around with shame for the rest of their life. And instead of building a great company or a great value or being great for that company and being loyal to those people, you know what they do? They make a shitty decision and they move because they're always looking for the next best thing. Hey, dude, take care of what you got.
I agree.
I've got 3 children. I don't need 1,000. I've got 3. I'm good, dude. I got 1 wife. I'm good. I got 1 company. I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I think everybody needs to realize once you find what you want, now keep it fresh, keep it new. Go back to 0 every day. Keep that chip on your shoulder. And guess what? Stay plugged into people that give you that edge. Stay plugged into things that give you that edge. Be physically fit and in shape like no other. Be spiritually and fit like no other. Take good care of people. And holy shit, dude, you're going to be successful. You're going to be fulfilled. And I promise you, financially, you're going to kill it. And you're going to build an army of people that have been waiting for someone like you to rise. And, you know, and I know, like, given, you know, like who I am, anybody can go to official Andy Elliott, like on Instagram, and they can see our daily clips on stuff that we drop, where we're at, the content we're popping. And if someone's like, dude, you know, so how do we train? Because we have a sales training program, but all we've talked about was life coaching. Okay, why? Because what does it even matter if you can't do this other shit right?
I agree.
Okay, you're not even going to make it anyways.
Yeah.
So we just gave you the foundation and the pillars to making it. But if somebody's ever like, dude, I want to level up or I want to know more, somebody can text. We got a text line number, and we can send them a whole information packet on all of our training and solar shit and door-to-door, whatever you do, and you guys can check it out. And I can give you that number. Yeah, so it's 918-210-0254. So just write that down, 918-210-0254, and they can just text, be like, Andy, give me some more information on your training system. Dude, we'll send them over a 1 or 2 day demo. They can try it out, jump in there and shit. And by the way, it's, even though we call it sales training, it's really life coaching. Okay, but if you called it life coaching, people would be like, oh, I'm in sales. No, dude, it is sales training.
It's life choices that ultimately, I got a buddy, Doug Cartwright, and he says you don't have a sales problem, you have a you problem.
That's it.
Because it's people are making the wrong choices. So, I just want to, I know we have to wrap up here. You're going out with Bradley, but I love the energy, man. I didn't know what to expect. I've seen you on. I remember I texted you. I don't know where I even got your number, man, but I got it, and I texted
That's
you
how it all works.
a year ago with a clip, and I was like, dude, I am vibing off this, and to get you in, it's you have an intense energy, but it's very uplifting, in the sense that, listen, anybody that's listening and thought any of this was bullshit or hype. Isn't on this track of life of success and self-betterment. And it's like I have a lot of digital mentors like you. I have Eric Thomas, and all these guys are yelling at me when I'm in the gym, and it's like because I have to force out the old self and force in the new self on a constant basis to be that the warrior, like in life, and fight anxiety and fight fear and fight depression. Because to me, it's at this point in my life, do I believe those things exist for people? I do, but I believe that they're forms of weakness for me, and I can't speak for anybody else.
Yeah, I'm not going to own that shit, even if it does bleed.
I don't have time for that shit.
Yeah, I remember Joel Osteen. I'll say this one time. Yeah. Joel Osteen was on stage, and he said his mother.
Joel
Osteen. He took his mother to the doctor, and they said that she had dementia, and she goes, dude, I'm too old for that shit. I'm out of here, Joe. We got to roll. And he goes, dude, my mom walked out of the doctor and she never had dementia.
Wow.
He goes, she wouldn't own it.
Yeah.
You know what I'll tell you?
Yeah.
Dude, I am lost. You know what? I am broken. You know what I am? I'm a freaking savage.
Yeah.
And you know what? I love it. And I'm one of the most dangerous, broken people in the world. And I'm going to tell you, that's why I'm saying anybody watching this, like, dude, that's good. Hey, it's cool. Own that shit. Yeah, hey, dude, you're messed up. You know what you did a long time ago? Hey, yeah, I probably did some more shit than that, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know who I am now?
No excuses.
Yeah, I'm a guy that loves life. I love people, and I'm going to win, and I'm going to do some big shit and good stuff. And, dude, just keep going. Yeah. Dude, there's dream killers all over the place.
There is,
and we don't have anything to do with them. And, you said something, anybody that doesn't believe anything, playing with your heart. And I take stuff really personal. I really do. So if you're around me, I don't expect to get burned by the people that I'm around because I give them my heart. Now, to get around me is really hard, but if I'm with you and I'm there with you, like people are like, oh, dude, I don't get emotional. Dude, I do actually. You know why? Because I love my people so much, and I play with my heart. And people are like, well, I don't do that. Well, I'm sorry. You can go cold, man. I did it for 30 years of my life. Okay, I was cold as an ice cube, and I'm going to tell you this. As a Christian, it says without love, you're bankrupt. And I'm telling you, it's the fact. You can do everything else right, and if you don't have love, you're lost, man. So as I've been talking, and as you've been talking, all we've been doing is just sharing love with people. Yeah. We ain't covered a close, a tactic, objection. We ain't covered nothing. You know why? Because this is the shit that's missing in the world. And if somebody could just take this information and they could make a decision that this is the way they're going to start living, I promise you, man, they can look up in just 30 days from now, and strategically their life will be completely different. For not only for themselves, but for the clients, their companies they work for, their family, and their future bloodline.
You spit fire, man. I mean, I'm not chuckling. I'm like, you're saying stuff that is so intrinsically true to me. Just there's so I can't even go over. Your nuggets come out so fast. I have to listen to this 2 or 3. I love listening.
I got trillions.
I love when I have these podcasts and I'm like re-listening to them over and over and over. So we have to end, man. I know you have to go. This has been a really cool experience to me. You have a very, very unique energy, and everything that you said is not only energetic but deeply true in the sense that I understand we're speaking the same language, and I love it. So what I'm gonna, if nobody's heard of Andy Elliott, don't know what rock you've been under, but I'm gonna post some of the stuff, some links, that phone number. I'll get that all in the bio.
Love it.
When we release the podcast. I appreciate you coming out, man. We've been working on this for about a year. It's an honor for me to have you on here to bless the listeners and myself with this and the energy, and it's been dope for me, man. So thank you. I have much
Keep
gratitude.
killing it, man.
Yeah.
We love you, bro.
Thank you, brother.